All right, let's go into the news. So, people watching this, oh man, are you guys ready for a rant? Because Corey's about to go into a rant. I'm about to go into a big fucking rant. So on January 28th, I believe, Warcraft 3 Reforged came out. Yes. And for anyone that knows, it was first teased at BlizzCon 2018, and that's the BlizzCon that I went to. And I got to play it, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. This game is a pile of fucking shit. And I'm going to tell you why. So, all right, Chris, you're good. But so this game came out, and did you guys look at the Metacritic score on it?
Something like a 32.
I wrote the article.
You did write the article, but okay, so the meta score is 63, but the user score is 0.5.
Oh, okay.
What number are they up to as far as how many motherfuckers who are downvoting this thing is at?
I don't know. I think when you listed like 18,000 people that are
going. It was 18,636.
And that was probably a couple days ago?
No, that was today.
19,771.
No, 19,820.
Uh-oh, live updates.
Yep, there you go.
But for anyone that doesn't know what Warcraft 3 Reforged is, it is it's a reforged version of Warcraft 3. They were doing like graphical upchange. It's kind of like what they did with StarCraft. They did a StarCraft Remastered, and StarCraft Remastered was really, really good because the only thing that they really did was they did like graphical upgrades for it. They didn't mess with how the game worked. They didn't mess with any ladder systems or anything like that. And if you go on Metacritic and look up StarCraft Remastered, the meta score on that is 85, and the user score is 7.8. That game came out on August 14th of 2017. I've played that game, and it's very, very good. The problem, I'm going to do a little pros and cons list with this Warcraft 3. So I got a pros list. The pros is the graphical upgrades are nice, and it's pleasing to the eyes. That's the end of the pros list. That is it. So with the new Reforged, it's a $30 price point for basically what is a graphics upgrade. One of the other things is so you would think that if this game's bad, you could just go to the original Warcraft 3 and play that, right?
Yeah, that's what I always say about Sonic.
Yeah, even with StarCraft, if you didn't like the StarCraft Remastered, you could go back and play regular StarCraft. Mm-hmm. But that is not what Blizzard did. Blizzard combined the original game with the new version. So even like all the problems that Reforged is having, if you try to go back and play just the regular, it's the same thing because they're all connected together. It's all melded together. So the connectivity issues that you're having, the no competitive ladders that you're having.
Would you say it's forged together?
Shut the fuck up.
I hate you.
I hate you so fucking much.
Swish.
The name that I'm loving for this is called Warcraft 3 Refunded. And the logo is fantastic. That's what I have up right now. But on top of that, so there's connectivity issues. Where is it? Hold on. I got it in my list here. There's a bunch of stuff that was taken out. So in the original version, you had like clans and profiles. You would have updated battle.net news. You had cross-region play, so people on different servers could still play with each other on like use map setting and custom maps. All of that has been taken out in the Reforged version. Apparently, the game is also like there was let me see if I can find it. I have it pulled up here. Where is that article? The one with the Rubik's Cube units. So on Reddit,
oh yeah, the texture's not coming in properly.
Yeah, so a Reddit poster on by the name of Dang Rulin 87 posted. He was just like, "Oh yeah, I guess these are new units that you could just play as, and it's just red and black. They look like ska Rubik's cubes, is what they look like."
Nice.
And it's so bad. Like, I don't understand why Blizzard is doing no, that's wrong. I do understand why Blizzard is doing this, but I'll get into that later. On top of everything, too, so the cinematic that was posted from the 2018 reveal at BlizzCon is drastically different than any of the cinematics and the upgrades and stuff that they had in the game that came out, which is understandable. Hold on, it's understandable because games do change from the original announcement to what they are. But the problem with this is Blizzard is still promoting the cinematic from 2018 on the Warcraft 3 website.
Yep.
like saying this is 4 hours of additional cinematic content in the game. All that's bullshit. It's not in there. So one of the things that I love with StarCraft and Warcraft and RTSs in general are the custom maps, the use map settings, stuff like that. I mean, hell, look at Warcraft 3. That's where Dota and League of Legends came from. Well, Blizzard is so, I guess they're so, can we use the term butthurt?
Sure, it's your podcast.
It's not butthurt, but they don't want another Dota or League of Legends to spawn out of, I guess, Warcraft 3 Reforged. So they have made it a legal thing to where any games that are created in Blizzard's Warcraft 3 are the right, like Blizzard owns them. This is a clusterfuck, guys. This is a real bad clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Chris is just laid back and just like,
You're welcome.
It upsets me. It upsets me so bad because I love Blizzard games. Like I love.
I really want to love this company, but man, what they're doing lately.
And this is the thing. I wouldn't be so upset as if I could just go back because I have discs of Warcraft 3. I kept them. I kept my battle chest.
Just like remake an old Windows 95 setup or something, so you can just.
I guess, man. Like it's just a freaking my own kind of like computer box in my computer. Where it's just stupid, man. Basically, Reforged is forcing a downgrade for classic users, and it's a shame. All they needed to do with this. They didn't need to, even with the cinematics, they were like, oh, like, it's going to be upgraded cinematics, upgraded, like, camera angles and upgraded voice acting. I mean, some of that it's shown a little bit, but the voice acting is still not as fluid as it should be. It's very, like, there's pause breaks where there shouldn't be pause breaks and all that other stuff, which is fine in the original version because that game came out in 2004 or 2002.
2002.
I think the Frozen Throne came out in 2004, so the original came out in 2002. But it's fine for that. But man, the only thing that needed to be done with this was do exactly what you did with StarCraft. Just do a graphical upgrade. Put a $20 prize point on it, and that was it.
I'm really curious on like the reasoning behind why Blizzard went ahead and was just like, oh, fuck this, just entirely. Fuck this.
Because Blizzard is not who they used to be.
Well, that's the easy answer. You know, that's the blanket statement.
Yeah.
You know, they're now the corporate overlord. You could blame Activision for that. And you can blame, what's the company? Viscount? There's like some parent company that is behind the scenes on everything. And then ties to China and whatever. But that's not the point. Like, I want to know what was going on in the boardroom where they said these are all of our plans for Warcraft 3, and like some executive comes out and be like, yeah, fuck that. But I like that trailer. Keep that trailer up there. We can get in a lot of people with that trailer.
It's
so
stupid. They don't know what, like, I don't know what they were trying to achieve with this. First of all, let's run down. They're lying. They're lying about stuff that they said that they're delivering in this game, and they're not doing it. Apparently, from the one screenshot that we have here of the Rubik's Cube, they shipped an unfinished game. I'm tired of companies shipping unfinished games. And it was just, this whole thing was unnecessary. Like I said, all you had to do was a graphical upgrade and put a $20 on it like you did with StarCraft. That's all people wanted. Keep everything else. Like, you don't even have ladders. Like, people who don't know what ladders are, it's the ranking system in RTSs. Like, you want to go up the ladder and become better. People are still playing this game to this day. You can't just fuck that shit over. Well, apparently you can, because that's what they did. And if you don't like the game and you want to get a refund, Blizzard has also said fuck you to that too.
The Nintendo route.
I think I want to say Blizzard has done it first. It's ridiculous. So there's
Nintendo
a Reddit
has
user.
always had this you buy, no refunds, no returns policy. That's how it always has been.
It's just, I mean, Blizzard is even too. So here we have one where they're breaking the Australian consumer laws. There was a Reddit user by the name of Chaos General who is an Australian user for the BattleNet, and had a conversation with a Blizzard agent of Nipolden about a potential refund. And basically, you can go and check it out. We can post it. It'll be on one of the things. But the whole transcript of the entire conversation is basically the guy being like, "Oh, you played a certain amount of time, so we can't refund the game to you." And the guy's like, "That's not how consumer laws work." And the guy's like, "Well, if you have a problem with it, you can go to the you can go and give us feedback, but you're not getting a refund on this game." And the guy was like, "But my time in the game, half of it was trying to matchmake to get a game going because your connectivity issues are so bullshit." And the guy was like, "Doesn't matter. You played the game for this X amount of hours, so we can't refund it to you." And then,
I mean, there's another guy on there. I think it was in a Reddit thread where he was in a conversation with somebody from customer service, and he was just like, "I want a refund on this." And was just like, "Well, we have to see because it's a case by case basis." And he was just like, "No, this is under Australian blah blah blah.
yeah, that's the one I was just talking about.
I can get this back." I'm like, "Well." The guy who he was talking to was like, "We're a US based company. We follow US laws. We don't owe you anything," which is also bullshit because they were citing 15 US Code 54, which is false advertisement, which people are protected. All in all, I hope that this goes to class action. Is it likely? Not really. We're not going to hear about any resolution from this for probably a good 5-10 years.
Yeah, we won't see anything.
Because that's just the way that corporate lawyers will push things out, and they'll push it and they'll push it and they'll push it. It's one thing when it comes to like hardware, like we saw with Nintendo and then their Joy-Cons. It's another thing when it comes to like software, because at the end of the day, it's software. You can update that shit overnight and then say there's never a problem to begin with.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack. I don't know. Ever since like Overwatch, I've kind of just checked out of anything having to do with Blizzard, and then everything to come out since then has just been an affirmation of my stance. Like,
if we go,
these guys.
If we go back to the Diablo, I was there for Diablo 3's launch. It was abysmal. It was real bad, but they were able to come back with it. Like, Diablo 3 became very good, and it's still a game that I will play today. It's a very good game. But going back to the refunds, if you were lucky enough to get a refund, some people are able to get refunds. But Chris, let's say you were helping someone on the forum to be like, "Oh, you need to go here to try and get a refund." No, now Blizzard is banning people on the Warcraft 3 forums for, I believe, what is it, like 2 weeks? For assisting people in getting their refunds for Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
This is sloppy everywhere. This is sloppy. I don't care what department it is. It's sloppy in the game development department, the advertising, the customer service, everything, marketing. It's abysmal all across the board. And I have no faith in Blizzard anymore.
I just love that this was your tipping point for this.
It makes me so mad. I don't even want to play Diablo 4. No, I'm sorry. This company needs to do some shit to get their shit together before I'm even ever going to buy a game from them again. Now, I will play Warcraft. I will play World of Warcraft on a private server because I logged in the other day.
Not run by them.
Fuck them. This is one company where I don't give a fuck anymore. It makes me so mad.
Buy physical, kids.
I mean, it doesn't even matter if you buy physical of this, you still can't get it. Don't fuck with my physical. That's the name of the podcast. Don't fuck with my physical.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad. I have like all my battle chests over here. You can see them right here in this video or in the video feed. I have Diablo 3. I have fuck those games. Like, it makes me so mad. Fuck that company.
I can't wait for them to go back to like Diablo 3 and like StarCraft, and then like do the same shit. Just completely fuck those games over. Random update.
Why are you fucking with games that are good, that are a staple in your company? Make a new fucking game. This is a prime example of people not being able to think of fucking new shit.
I honestly don't think like the intention of them going in was to be like, fuck these guys. No way I believe that. I think that this is just a gradual evolution that we're seeing with Blizzard as they become more corporatized.
Yeah.
We're talking about a company that maybe 5-10 years ago was barely 180 employees. I mean, maybe more, maybe
Yeah.
800. Let's bounce it up. Let's say 800. Now they have thousands of people in their marketing, HR, whatever. Now it's no longer the word of mouth type bullshit that used to get them by.
They
Now
don't have
it's
gamers making games anymore. Not like they used to. Nobody can sit here and tell me.
I find that really hard to sell. Just that phrase in general. They don't have gamers making games anymore. Why do you go into game design?
To make games.
To make games.
Yeah.
But what would be your reasoning ahead of time? Because you played the games and you love those games. I don't necessarily think it's 100% the developer's fault. What I think it is that it's coming from marketing, HR, and management. This is really something more that's coming from the top on down. This is coming from people who are in the production of the game, not necessarily the development. Whether it's them trying to cut costs, whether it's them trying to fucking cause shit like this to draw in. Because, don't get me wrong, I honestly believe that there are certain people out there who are okay with putting out a shit game with the intention of that, hey, we're going to fix this later on down the road. Let's just get in as much people as possible to buy in. Refuse the refund, because people do that shit all the time. Like you said, fucking Nintendo does that. And then as time goes on, we can fix it. Let's get their money now.
That's a shit mentality system. That is a shit way to do it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But this is far beyond it's the developers that fucked up. You're right. They're what I'd like to see is some integrity coming from people who are in R&D saying, hey, shit's going down ahead of time. Not necessarily we fucked up. It was like, hey, this game is not ready. This game is not ready. I don't care if they go onto fucking 4chan. Just give a heads up. Let people know ahead of time. Hey, this shit's gonna be fucking rough. And then hope as time goes on, which on average is what takes place. You put out a shit game, and then over the course of the next 2 years, they fucking fix it. Which is sad to even say in the first place.
It is. Just let the game come out in 2 years then. Why? It's
no, but that doesn't get your investment money back to your shareholders. That's what this is all about.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm still saying it's complete and fucking utter bullshit. And when I say they don't have gamers making games anymore, the developers that they have, yeah, they're probably still gamers and all that stuff. But that company as a whole has let the corporate, because back in the day when it was only 180, I'm pretty sure those 180 people still had some kind of marketing. They had some kind of HR department. They had all that by people that understood how the gaming and how their company worked. These people at Blizzard now do not understand how this shit works anymore. They want money, and fuck you if you don't like the game. We got your money. See ya. It pisses me off so much because on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have a company like Capcom right now with Monster Hunter. Even with the Iceborne release that had all the problems, they were still we understand that there's issues. We apologize for the issues happening right now. We're fixing it. And they fixed that shit.
I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. Because this isn't just, hey, it's fucked up, let's fix it. It's they're advertising a false product.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what really people are fucking pissed about. Not just all the assets that were promised and are not in there. Not just, they're removing things and potentially putting out a paid for patch in order to get those things. They're taking custom game modes and then putting copyrights on them so that they don't fucking miss out on another multi-billion-dollar industry just in case. And then when they go on your storefront, they have the fucking BlizzCon 2018 trailer, which is nothing like what was promised. So
they're lying and getting away with it.
It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
That's really all you can.
Not to the extent, but it reminds me of No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, You know, the Internet Historian did a really good video talking about the release of No Man's Sky. I wouldn't necessarily put that on the same level because No Man's Sky is like barely a 20-man project.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it was n- not at all the game that they promised was what was released at launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
understand that
they've
part.
since gone back and fixed, repaired things.
Maybe
Mhm.
maybe you're right too. Maybe they can go back and fix it, but it's just
I don't know
shitty.
if they will. I mean, Activision has them now, and they got nothing going on. But they got this.
Well, the thing is, they're trying to go back. Like they see that StarCraft Remastered did well. WoW Classic made them so much fucking money, like it's
Mhm.
ridiculous. And they're just trying to cash in on their old IPs over and over again. They're just going to keep doing it over and over again because they can't think
Yeah.
of any new shit.
Hmm.
It's sad. It's sad to see something that Blizzard used to be like my number one. Like that was the thing. I want to work for Blizzard. That's what I said when I was younger. I was like, I want to work for Blizzard. That's gonna be awesome. I would love to just be like working there. And now I'm glad I don't work at Blizzard now.
Tracer's ass isn't going to get him out of this one.
It's ridiculous, man. It's sad. It makes me really really sad to see a company that I had such high regard for fall so low.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it just hurts.
The only thing I can relate to with this is Capcom when they just started. When I just lost all hope in Resident Evil when 6 came out, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
betrayed. But
Well,
that's
luckily
a
though,
different thing.
Capcom's coming back a little bit, I believe.
Yeah, that's a different thing, but it's still a sense of betrayal and just like, what are you doing? Should we pivot? Should we take a break?
Let's.
I feel like you need to.
No, I'm good. Let's pivot. I'm actually happy to talk about Star Wars for fucking once.
You know what? Let's talk about a franchise that hasn't pissed anyone off. None of the
All right,
fans are
yeah.
upset about
I need to take a
them at
breather.
all.
You guys have fun with this one.